Welcome back to Dan's Learning Curve, and if this is your first time, welcome. Well, on this channel, I'm featuring my late father's 1958 Plymouth Suburban, and I'll show you more of that after this. There it is. Why is it on blocks? Why is it on jack stands? Because when I was driving home from the last car show, I had no oil pressure. I didn't drive home. I had it towed, and then there's a towing video. So the oil pump's put back in. There's some videos about the oil pump. I have the oil pan to clean up. And let's walk around this a little bit, and I'll show you some things. This has been the family since '68, so it's been in my. So I was born in '65, so it's been. It's all I've known, really. It's the first car my dad owned, and I drove it at a young age, probably under the age of 10. And so got some new tires on it. You know, they're not the wide white walls, but they're tires that hold air. My dad painted this back in '68. Looked good for 3 days, and then it cracked. Let's see if we can show you. This is the paint he applied right here. And let's see here. Oh yeah, right here. There's the original paint, and there's the paint he applied, and it's really brittle. Surface preparation paint, or I don't know what. He wasn't a painter. He tried to make it look good. After 3 days it cracked. I'm sure he was disappointed. I'll walk around, then I'll come back to the driver's side and show you the dash. This was a California car, so it's pretty rust-free. Unfortunately, it was driven in Minnesota from '71 to around '77, so it did catch some rust, salt, and stuff like that. It'll never see another winter again. When my dad got it, the tailgate was rusted out, so he took a torch and brazed in this panel here, and he got it too hot and oil canned on him. So I was thinking about this might be the first project I'm going to do, fix that. But you know what I'm thinking I'm going to do? I'm going to remove the Bondo, and then I'm going to clean this up. There's brass right there. I'm going to polish that. Then I'm going to clear coat it. Just to showcase his work. My dad's no longer with me, so with us, give you a full view of the tail end there. This is a '58 Plymouth Suburban. Yes, Plymouth used the name Suburban also, along with GM. All right, coming around here. This is the salt that happened. Unfortunately, it sat outside way too long. Got hit by a AMC Hornet right there. Got any new metal down there. I bonded this when I was 15. I was going to get it going. I gave up on this car twice, and it got left outside, unfortunately. And so I have no idea how these dents in what do you call it? Rockers got dented in like that. I started trying to pull it out when I was 15. You can see the hole I drilled right there, and things like that. So that'll get cut out and new metal welded in there. So it's going to get all new metal where it's rusty and things like that. Okay, here's a good story right here. Look at that wheel cover. Nice and shiny. A generous viewer said, "Hey, I've got a '58 wheel cover. Would you like it?" Okay, the reason why I didn't have a wheel cover on there, I did, but it wasn't for this car. And there's a '58 Plymouth Gets Capped video. And what happened was, when my dad was towing this back from California, this tire went flat. He couldn't see it. It was towed behind a 2-ton truck with a box on it, just like a U-Haul truck, but he built it. And this tire went flat, and I'm sure the first thing to leave was the tire or something. But you can see right here where it clipped the fender. So I'm sure the first thing to leave was the wheel cover, and then whatever left there. When he found it, there was only the hub left, and he was able to bolt a spare on there. Okay. Did I give you a full view of the front? I can't remember. Let's do that. Remember now, this has been out of storage since this time last year. There's the power plant, 318 Polysphere engine. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this? Right now I have it lifted up. You can see it blocks underneath the motor mounts there so I can get the oil pan out. 58 still had a single, didn't have the dual master cylinder, just a single master cylinder. That's a parking brake cable that I snapped. So right now there's no parking brake, but I have a cable. Let's see here. I found out that this air cleaner system is not for this car. It's supposed to have an air filter system that is basically round and sits right here. But this is the one I've known, and this is what's staying on there. It'll get cleaned up. This engine has less than 20,000 miles on it. My dad rebuilt it in '68. So, and yes, currently it's not running because the oil pan's off. And hopefully we've got the oil pump issue solved. Should we take a look at the dash? Got some tools in here from working on it. A lot of people say, oh, cool dash, you know, instrument panel and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it is too. A lot of people put a 4-speed on the floor, but I'm going to keep the push button selection. No park on this thing. That's why I use the parking brake down here. And then you have reverse, neutral, drive, and low. Some of them had a 1 and 2 down here. Just gave you a little wider gear ratio. When my dad got it, it didn't have a oil pressure gauge here, and he was driving it, and the motor that he got with it, I guess it spun a main bearing or something like that, but he found a crack in the block, so he got a different block from the salvage yard, and after that he wanted to make sure there was oil pressure. So that right there, and the oil light right there did not go out. This stayed at 0, and the oil light did not go out when I was coming home from a car show. So there it is. I appreciate you liking, comment, subscribing, and you know, if you do subscribe, and I certainly hope you do, if you could ring that pesky bell to get notifications, I'd certainly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.